Welcome to our garden. Man, not a lot to look at yet, but it is going to be so cool. Super cool. Hillside garden. It's going to be terraced. What we have over here, these magnificent garden beds that you're looking at here, are not just your standard ordinary garden beds. These are going to be our hydroponic garden beds. So we've got our tote inside, and we're going to drill little holes into it. We're going to put a pipe into it. Don't have it right here. And a PVC pipe, and then we're going to fill it with water. And we're going to put dirt over top, plant our plants in here. They're going to go down towards the water and do what they need to do, so we don't have to water them constantly. They're going to self-water as they need it, and all we have to do is make sure there's always water in the tub. So these are really awesome. It took me a lot to do. I used all of our scrap wood that we had left over from the shed that we did, and obviously some wood from our lumber yard. So for the corner post, normally you'll see like 4x4 treated posts. Instead of that, I went ahead and just got some wood from our lumber yard on the property here. Just cut some trees up and peeled them and made them into our corner posts.
Now we're gonna try to put up some fence because we have a deer problem. Now we love the deer. We love the deer so much that we have them over for dinner, like spaghetti, tacos, meatloaf, but we don't want them in our garden. So we're trying to string this up. We're definitely on a hillside. I also think deer are going to have a difficult time jumping into this area because it's got such a steep grade to it. So we're going to go all the way around with this fencing. This fencing is about 75 pounds. I got a shovel in the ground coming up through here as our holding apparatus. And we're going to tack this down. Then we're going to put some ratchet straps at the end and pull it as taut as we can. And then eventually we're going to have a couple more of these beds. And then we're going to carve beds into the hillside also down the road. So Brenda was talking about the plants that we're going to put in here. And these are going to be our deep-rooted plants, like tomatoes, lots of variety of tomatoes, peppers, jalapenos. And we're going to drill 1-inch holes all the way through here, and then about maybe a 2-inch hole for a PVC pipe for a watering system. And I have to thank my brother-in-law, Mike, that did this a couple years ago. And he says even in the dead of summer, he can go over a week without watering, so that hopefully will work. Only time will tell how long this is going to last, but this is going to be kind of a nice thing where we don't have to worry about watering, and we're going to have a 35-gallon barrel up the hill on a timer, and we're going to be showing you that here in just a little bit.
We have got our soil bed the way we want it. Rich is going to talk a little bit more about exactly how we did that. But we are planting our first plants. We've got a super sweet 100 tomato we're putting in here. And then this guy is an early girl. Both of these are really, really great. And we're going to get to planting them.
All right, we've got our first tomato plants in. We bear these plants probably about 4 or 5 inches past the root ball, because again, the whole principle is this: we're going to fill this with water, and those roots are going to find through all the soil, find the water down there. Yes, we're going to have to water them at first for a while until that happens, but we are so excited about this. All right, and the fence is finished. It's deer proof, badger proof, Wolverine proof. Well, not quite. It is going to be deer proof, we're pretty sure. We're not too worried about the gaps down below. There's no way you're going to keep out mice or squirrels and stuff like that. But it's the deer is our biggest problem. So they're not going to jump on this steep hill with this size of fence. And again, we're going to have a watering barrel coming down. And we are super excited. Right here, where I'm standing, is going to be one of our first terrace beds that are going to be, we have a wall, wood wall here, coming out here, and this is going to go right full length here. We're thinking this is going to be maybe carrots, radishes, and green onions right here. All right, plants are in, not all of them. We've been saving our sawdust, and we're going to put this on top to help with the evaporation. Like I said, we've got some good Miracle-Gro soil in there. We've got soil from our land. We've been putting in pieces of rotten wood, pine needles, pine cones. So eventually this is all going to turn into some really good soil down the road. Next step, get some water and hook up the water barrel. And so that way we can fill these and fill this bed when we finish.
This has been a lot of hard work. This hillside is no joke. It's my booty workout, I call it. But we have got our garden up and going. We've just got everything planted. We're excited to show it to you and get things going.
All right, the hydroponic beds are installed. We have a 27-gallon tote that you just saw buried underneath here. And then this is my water stick. This is my full mark right here, and this is how we tell if our tote, down there I'm at the bottom, you can see the wet line. I'm just about ½ an inch from the full line, and there's 27 gallons of water in there. And as soon as these plants start to grow and the roots start to go down, they're going to find that water. Okay, so here's our timer. Here's our hose that fills our totes, and this hose goes to our beds over here and the bed over here, and we've got a 35-gallon barrel of water up there. All I have left to do is put this in the ground a couple inches so we don't have to look at it, and other than that it's going to be self-watering. So here is our watering system. This is just a regular hose, and I've drilled some little microscopic holes in the hose, and I put it on for 1 minute, and you can see how wet it gets, and I'm going to show you that right here in a second. And Brenda has done a phenomenal job on these terrace beds. One thing I really like about this is when I'm standing up and we get to harvest, I am not completely stooped down. This is actually pretty comfortable because of the height, and this is pretty awesome. So in this bed, we have onions, tomatillos. We have radishes in this bed. This bed, we have carrots, lettuce, more radishes, but just a different variety, and green onions. And then we got several tomato plants and a jalapeno plant in our big beds. And I just heard the timer go off. And here comes some water. So we need to do a little bit of adjustment, but you can see it actually gravity fed water is working pretty dang good. So we got a little fine tuning to do. We're actually going to bury the hose probably about an inch or so down. We just got to figure out, make sure that we're getting proper water. But we're pretty excited. I'm just going to set the timer maybe for 1 minute a day, depending on temperature. And I think we're going to get this thing dialed in. This is going to be great. So I believe it is beverage 30 right now. We've been working hard And you know what? It's time for a break. So much for watching. Please subscribe and give our videos a thumbs up.